Many of the Alabama State faithful were waiting to see Coach Hill-Eley get removed from his duties as the head coach of Alabama State after losing to Alabama A&M in the fashion which they did in the Magic City Classic. You know what? We're going to go ahead and break down on what got us to this point. You know it's your favorite coach back at it again, 10 toes down, about to tell us how it all went down. This is Tomorrow Leader Sports Network with your host, Coach Walker. If you're new to the channel, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get all upcoming videos. For all my leaders out there, welcome back. Y'all know the drill. Y'all know the routine. Hey, if you haven't done so by now, hit that notification bell so you get all upcoming videos. Like, comment, and share these videos as well. Not to mention, you can follow us on social media. The links are listed down below in the description. And don't forget to tap in a friend or two and tell them to come on in. There's nothing but positive vibes over here. We're just having a good time talking about HBCU sports. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and tap on into this topic right now, talking about Coach Hill-Eley of Alabama State being removed of his duties as the head coach. I've seen a lot of you guys messages in the message board threads and some of the videos, and a lot of you guys are saying that Alabama State may go get them a NFL head coach. Nah. You pay a little bit more close attention to what's going on, guys. I don't think it'll be an NFL coach that may be coming to Alabama State, but this one particular person that if they get him, it's gonna rock everybody's world. I'm gonna put it to you like that. You heard it from Coach first. If they get this one particular person, I promise you, everybody around the globe is gonna lose their mind. I'm just gonna say it to you like that right now. No, I'm not telling you who it is. I want to sit back and wait and see if it happens. Only one person know that answer, that I answer to that question. And trust me, they ain't saying a word. But guys, I'm gonna put it like this. We already know Coach Hill-Eley came from Morgan State University, in which he was there 12 years. He had a record of 59 and 76. He left a lot of the league, Hornet faithful, scratching their heads because he was the assistant coach in 2017. And they got rid of the previous coach, Coach Jenkins, who started out the season 0-5. Hill-Eley came in there, took over the team. They went 5-1, and he was dubbed the head coach, taking the interim tag off of his name. Now, I know a lot of folks like, dang, coach, you got to go through all of that just to become a head coach. I'm going to put it to you like this. A lot of these programs are not trusting just bringing anybody into the fold to say, hey, we're going to make you a head coach, sign you to a contract and pay you a bunch of money, and then you go out there and you don't produce. Remember one thing. At the end of the day, this is a business. And we already know it costs a lot of money for you to run football at any of these colleges and universities. So trust and believe, these colleges and universities, they're looking to get some ROI on the investment. That is return on investment. And if you're not getting any return on investment, that's going to become a problem, especially when the ticket sales are low. You got, nobody's really coming. When the ticket sales are low, that means there's no one out there in the parking lot buying parking passes to come in and pay for parking. Not to mention you're not getting the recruits in there that you thought you would get because the team is not doing as well as it should be. And a lot of these kids nowadays, they're looking at schools and they're looking at colleges and universities that they can go to and be impactful right now. And that's a problem also. We already know the team really they were competing, but they really weren't competing. You get what I'm saying? I mean, let's be real here. You already know if you're not competing in the university that you're working for brings in a new athletic director, change is coming, especially if you're not winning in the fashion in which they're accustomed to seeing a coach get out there and win with nothing. Remember, the athletic director that's currently at Alabama State, I believe his name is John Cable, he was over at Alcorn. People is not paying attention to that. He was over at Alcorn. So remember, if you got Coach McNair, as they like to say, Big Mac over there doing more with less, do you really think, you having the facilities and everything at your fingertips and your team is coming in, below 500 over the past couple of years? I'm like, you already know that's not going to work. Came in at 3-3 in the spring, and right now you're 3-4, 2-3 in the conference. That's not going to fly. So understanding that your athletic director, again, came from Alcorn. So if he came from Alcorn, like I said, they're used to winning ways. And again, if you're not putting in that time and doing the things that you need to do to try to get the athletes in there for them to be competitive, I'm like, come on, man, you already know the writing is on the wall. I mean, let's be real here. Coach Hill-Eley, he went 20-21 since taking over the team that he took them to a 5-1 season. at the end of the 2017 season. So, I mean, you already know right now you're kind of on, he was on thin ice. Not to mention you lose to Coach Maynard 4 consecutive times in the Magic City Classic. And in this time, you just flat out just got dismantled out there on the field, in which, no disrespect to Alabama A&M, but we already know they made changes to their defense as well as their offense so that they were able to really get after, Ryan Nettles out there on the field. But my biggest thing is the fact that it's not like Alabama State doesn't have athletes out there on the field. I mean, think about it from this standpoint. You got Pat White as your quarterback's coach. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Pat White played in a lot of different offenses while he was at West Virginia. Why wouldn't we try to figure out something that could, be tailor-made to help the offense flow a lot better than what it did? Yeah, Coach Hill-Eley got rid of the offensive coordinator, but I'm like, come on, man, let's be real here. If you really want to look at the numbers as far as what the Hornets offense was doing from 2018 on, 2018 going forward, I mean, let's be real here. In 2018, the Hornets was averaging 15 points per game. In 2019, they were averaging 23 points a game. In the spring, this past spring, the offense was averaging 24 points a game. And now here during the fall, they're back to averaging 18 again. So you saw them climb and then they begin to decline. When a team starts to decline, guess what that means? That means they need a change of voice in that locker room to get everybody back re-engaged as far as getting out there and doing the things that need to be done. Again, looking at Ezra Gray run into the teeth of some of these defenses that they've played against this season, I'm trying to understand, why wouldn't you put this man in a position where you can put him out in space? That was a conversation that I had with another good buddy of mine as well. I got to give him credit for that because he and I were kind of thinking on the same page. And I sat there like, man, you know what? You're absolutely correct. He know who he is. He's going to see this video. And I'm giving you credit on this because you are absolutely correct. When I sat and looked at a couple of more clips, as far as Alabama State playing against particular teams, yes, it made sense for Ezra Gray to be out there on the edge or being out in space where he can, have that Reggie Bush-esque type of play for Alabama State to utilize his speed. I mean, it's sad when you have things at your finger, you have access to things at your fingertips and you refuse to use them. Hey, I wasn't there. I'm not saying Coach Hill-Eley did that, but looking at what's going on out there on the field, I have to question and ask, was that the case? If I'm not mistaken, I believe Coach Persis is now the interim head coach. Now that Coach Hill-Eley is no longer there. And like I said, that's going to be a lot on him, especially with trying to make sure that your defensive plan is together for these upcoming games that you have left for the season. Like I said, I really, I'm really waiting to see who's going to be tapped to become the next head coach for the Alabama State Hornets. It's sad to see anybody lose their job in any capacity. Like I said, Coach Hill-Eley losing 4 straight Magic City Bowls to Coach Maynard. I mean, that just didn't help much at all. And I mean, I'm sure Coach Hill-Eley will land on his feet somewhere and be productive. Hell, we might even see Coach Hill-Eley back in the SWAC again. I'm just saying, you never know. But until next time, if you like the content, please like, share, subscribe. Hit that notification bell so you get all upcoming videos. And also, guys, don't forget, follow us on social media. The links are listed down below in the description. And remember, be the one and lead.